Most people spend their lives trying to matter. Willie Nelson spent his life learning how to let go. At 92 years old, he isn't clinging to legacy or fighting the clock. He's doing something far more unsettling. He's made peace with the idea that his story is ending. And when asked about death, he doesn't soften the answer. He doesn't dress it up. He doesn't pretend it scares him. He speaks with the calm of someone who's already lost everything that can be taken away. That calm didn't come from success. It came from endurance. Willie's life wasn't shaped by triumphs. It was shaped by absence. Long before the music, before the fame, before the outlaw image, there was a boy in Texas learning a lesson most people never fully escape. People leave, promises break, and love doesn't always stay. Willie Nelson was born in 1933 in a country already cracking under pressure. The Great Depression didn't just take money, it took stability. His parents chased opportunity and left their children behind. Willie was 6 when his mother walked out. His father followed not long after. There were no dramatic goodbyes, just silence. He was raised by grandparents who cared for him deeply, but even kindness can't replace the feeling of being unwanted. That question stayed with him for life. What wasn't enough about me? As a child, Willie worked fields under a brutal sun, his hands bleeding, his body pushed past what a boy should endure. That labor didn't make him strong, it made him tired early, but it also taught him something important. Pain doesn't ask permission, it arrives when it wants. You either learn to live with it, or you let it hollow you out. Music became the place where pain could breathe. A guitar didn't leave. A song didn't abandon him. On stage, people wanted him, applauded him, listened. But even as applause replaced silence, the fear of loss never went away. Willie learned early not to cling. Attachment felt dangerous, and that instinct followed him into adulthood. Love came, then fractured. Marriage promised stability, but dreams don't pay bills. While his songs climbed the charts for other artists, Willie slept on couches and scraped by. The man writing hits couldn't afford groceries. Resentment filled his home. Alcohol filled the spaces conversation no longer could. And one winter night, crushed by failure, Willie laid down in a Nashville street, hoping the pain would end. Cars passed, life continued, and he learned something he would never forget. Wanting the pain to stop isn't the same as wanting to die. The deepest wound came years later, on a day meant for joy. Christmas morning, his son Billy had been struggling quietly, living in the shadow of a name too heavy to carry. Depression doesn't announce itself. It waits. And that day, Billy chose to leave. Willie buried his firstborn and discovered a truth that no song could soften. Some losses don't heal. They become part of who you are. Grief changed him, not loudly, not publicly. It stripped him, made him quieter, more accepting. Around the same time, another collapse arrived. The government came for everything. Decades of work vanished under a tax bill so large it felt unreal. Homes, records, possessions, gone. Friends told him to declare bankruptcy, walk away. Willie refused. He believed owing something meant paying it, even if it cost him years of his life, so he toured, relentlessly. Small venues, long nights, every dollar going out as fast as it came in. The irony wasn't lost on him. A man who sang about freedom now owned none. But something unexpected happened. Losing everything didn't break him. It clarified him. He realized how little of it ever mattered. You can lose houses. You can lose money. You can't lose the music inside you. As his body aged, his lungs became a battlefield. Years of smoking caught up with him. Collapsed lungs, pneumonia, breath becoming work. Doctors warned him. Tours were canceled. Treatments attempted. Then came COVID. A virus that attacks breath found a man already struggling to breathe. For days it wasn't clear if he would survive, and in that fragile space between breaths, Willie learned that dying isn't dramatic, it's quiet, it's gradual, and it isn't always terrifying. One by one, his peers disappeared. Cash, Jennings, Christopherson. The voices that once stood beside him fell silent. Willie became the last witness, not a victory, a responsibility. Every performance carried ghosts. Every song became remembrance. And somewhere along the way, he stopped fearing what comes next. When Willie talks about death now, it doesn't sound like surrender. It sounds like understanding. He's seen what fighting the inevitable does to people. He's seen the suffering caused by clinging too tightly. He knows now that life isn't about holding on. It's about showing up fully, then knowing when to release your grip. At 92, Willie Nelson isn't waiting for the end. He's living without fear of it. Every song is a gift, every stage a farewell. He's learned what most of us avoid until the last moment, that endings aren't failures, they're completion. And maybe that's the message he carries now, not how to live forever, but how to live honestly long enough to let go without regret.